name is Grace, and today we will be continuing the A to Z Nuggets of Life with Auntie Madupe. Today's alphabet is O, and the word is open-mindedness. Stay tuned and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Grace Egu, for that introduction. God bless you. And with us today is the lovely
Jennifer Asa.
African child. How are you, Jennifer?
I'm fine, thank you, Auntie Madupe, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. I really want to hug you, but I can't, so I'm just going to, okay. So like it's been announced, today we're looking at the letter O, and the word is open-mindedness. So what does it mean to be open-minded?
It means to be receptive to new ideas.
Yes, it means to be receptive to new ideas, not to have a narrow mind, but to be broad-minded. And what are the qualities of open-minded people? Open-minded people are very adventurous.
Indeed.
They're very curious. They're open to new things. They're not judgmental. They don't walk away from things. And somebody that comes to my mind is Moses in the Bible.
Yeah.
In the book of Exodus, he was doing his, duties. Then all of a sudden, he saw a fire burning, but it was not consumed. So I was like, wow, what's that about? So the Bible says he turned aside to look at it. That's what open-minded people do. They are fearless. They are courageous. They are determined to know what has happened, and they don't jump to wrong conclusions. They never ever assume. It's a very good quality to have, and a very good nugget of life. Now, would you describe yourself as an open-minded person?
I would say that I'm open-minded in some aspects, but not as much in others. So for example, I believe that I'm quite open-minded when I meet new people. So I don't expect a lot from new people, and I go there with an open mind to see who they are and what they have.
Okay, that's good. So when you meet a new person, do you wait for them to make the first move to interact with you, or would you initiate it?
I think it depends on the person and the situation.
Yeah.
So for example, if I'm in a networking gathering, the idea is to network. So I would maybe make the first move. But if I'm not sure, if I'm in a cafe just sitting down, I don't really need to talk to anyone new, but if I felt like talking to someone, I guess I could as well, yeah.
Okay, what if you found yourself about to travel to Brazil, and all of a sudden, due to the weather conditions, the flight is cancelled, and all the passengers have been asked to go to a hotel to lodge at, and there's this person next to you on the queue, and you're waiting to be served. Are you likely to initiate a discussion?
It depends on their body language.
Okay.
Now, if they seem really unhappy, I might just leave them to have a moment to themselves. And I'll just leave them to have a moment to themselves. I'm probably not interact till maybe when we're on the flight and the person has calmed down, and then I can talk to them and say, oh, well, we didn't like what happened there, did we? However, let's make the most of a bad situation.
Yeah. Okay, I know you'd like to leave the person because he or she looks unhappy, but really that's the time to interact. They say, oh, I don't really like what has happened, how is it going to affect you? Then he or she will open up, and by the time you discuss with them, they'll feel pacified and not as unhappy as they were at the very beginning. So open-mindedness is about being free, exploring. Open-minded people have a way of solving problems. They hate to see problems. Whenever there's a problem, they'll say, you know what, this problem can be solved. How do we go about it? And they come up with creative ideas. Open-minded people are very good inventors. They're very good initiators. They're very good, innovators. They just like to make things happen. They hate it when there's a problem, when there's a roadblock, when there's a hurdle. They find ways of overcoming it. If you can't run over it, then you have to go around it. If you can't go around it, then you have to go under it. Just make a way of, solving the problem. That's how they work. That's how they rock, and that's how they roll.
I just wanted to say, Auntie Madupe, in terms of open-mindedness, are there any ways in which you believe that you could have been more open-minded when you were growing up and when you were younger?
Yes. Thank you for that question. When I was growing up, being the firstborn, I'm the firstborn, and my mother being an only child, she was very protective of me and my sister and my brother. My parents protected us. She didn't want us to go through anything. She just wanted us to enjoy life. They kept us under lock and key. Our friends used to make fun of us then, but maybe it was for good. Only God knows what they protected us from and what their actions delivered us from. We don't know. But I wish I had been given a bit of time to explore, go to see my friends, attend parties, and things like that. But it never happened. But they had their reasons, and I want to thank God for their parenting style. But really, retrospectively, I wish I had been given a bit more of freedom to explore.
In line with what you just said about open-mindedness, what advice would you give to parents who have very open-minded and inquisitive children and see that as a negative trait?
Okay, thank you. How should parents handle children who are open-minded and they see it as a negative trait? An example that comes to my mind now, I remember a long time, years ago, I was still in secondary school, and it was in the days of writing letters. It wasn't now that we have mobile phones and emails. So I wrote a love letter to my boyfriend. And I think there was an error in it, so I squeezed the paper and I threw it out of the window. I don't know how my dad found the letter. Anyway, he happened to be where my window was. He saw the paper that had been squeezed. I should have torn it. And he read it. Then he came to my room and he said, "Dupe, you wrote this." I said, "Yes, Daddy." I asked him, "Why can't I have a boyfriend?" He said, "Okay, I will tell you why you can't have a boyfriend. Number one, you're in secondary school. Number two, in the hands of a man, a woman is like an orange. When the man is giving you those sweet talks, when he's saying, 'You're beautiful, you're an angel, your skin is flawless,' he's simply peeling the orange skin off. After peeling the orange skin off, the minute you consent to his proposal, it means he has sliced the orange. Then after slicing the orange, what do? You start to squeeze the juice out. Then that's what the man wants to do. He now descends on you and he squeezes all the juice out of you. And when it's exhausted, when it's dried up, what does he do to the orange? He throws it on the ground for the goats to eat. That's how a woman is in the hands of a man. So Dupe, read your book, face your studies, no boyfriends, no love letters. So my dad was, he allowed me to be open-minded. I asked him what's wrong in having a boyfriend? He's just a pen pal. So why can't I? But being the loving dad he was, he wanted to protect his daughter, and that was the scenario he gave me. So please, parents, no matter the questions your children ask you, don't shut them up. Don't silence them. Break it down to them. Get them to that stage of understanding. And if they have more questions to ask after your long explanation, please, by all means, give them more. So that's the way to go about it. Because in life, not everybody will be like you. Not everybody will think like you. We all have different experiences and we have different exposures. As much as I want to be respected, you also deserve that respect from me. So please allow your children to ask questions, answer their questions, educate them, and help them to develop that skill that God has given to them. It's a beautiful skill. It's a beautiful asset. It's a beautiful nugget of life to have, to be open-minded, not to be narrow-minded, and not to be shallow-minded. So parents, please allow your children, when they say to you, why, what, answer them. Respond. Thank you. Action points. Please, please, please. Remove all the biases you may have been brought up with. Throw them out of the window. They are damaging and they are detrimental. Be open-minded. Explore. Adjust. And accept people for who they really are. God will help you. Look at Moses. Moses saw something different. He saw something unusual and he explored with an open mind. And it took him to his destiny. That was what God had prepared for him, and he ended up becoming the man that God wanted him to be. Thank you very much, and God bless you. That's it from us, and I'll hand over to Grace Egu. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Madupe. So that is it for today. Tomorrow we shall have alphabet P. Thanks for listening. Bye.